Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, I want to talk to you about what you can do going into 2022 to get rid of unnecessary taxes. See, we help people minimize, mitigate, and even eliminate unnecessary taxes. And the way to stay ahead of this coming fast and furious inflation is learning what you can do to eliminate taxation. Let me give you a couple examples. We just met with clients, ironically, both in their late 70s. And both of their required minimum distributions are almost $70,000 a year. And here's the irony, folks. This one single female, widowed, and this couple, neither of them needed the income, but they're forced to take it. And so some of you may be looking at this, be it a boomer yet to retire, or maybe a retiree that's just getting into these required minimum distributions. But let me tell you something. As I've written about my books, RMD doesn't actually stand for required minimum distribution. For the clients we work with, boomers and retirees all over this country, it should stand for retirement mass destruction. Because all of a sudden we've had clients that have reached out maybe 4 or 5 years looking out to retirement, and they're saying, you know what, I'm starting to see that this tax thing needs to be figured out. And I talk about at Hidden Wealth Radio this weekend, the number one thing that boomers and retirees can do that catches them off guard in the greatest fashion and causes anxiety, uncertainty, is taxation. Because we've all saved money in these pre-tax accounts, and we're taught about how to accumulate money, but not the strategies to distribute the money. And I want to talk to you what you can learn, and I'm going to be teaching it actually this Tuesday at retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com. It's never too early and it's never too late to get a head start to be tax smart, especially getting a head start of what you can do about taxes in 2022. So go to retirementprotected.com, folks, and let's get to work. I'm going to talk to you about examples. One's called the Rich Man Roth. We actually taught this couple, we work with clients in this capacity a lot, that once we figure out how to untax their IRAs, and then one of the strategies to untax IRA money that they're never going to need to spend, but they really would like to see that optimized going on to their family and their grandchildren, is what's called the Rich Man Roth Alternative, which is one strategy where we can actually untax the money without paying the money physically out of our pocket. Many of you ask, Chuck, how do you do these different strategies where you're legally avoiding the taxes? It's very individualized. You have to qualify for certain programs, and it needs to be a right fit depending on which of these strategies with a proven track record of measurable results fits you the best. But in that particular example, it enabled this client to leave to their 3 adult children an enormous amount of tax-free money that has no capital gain tax, has no income tax, has no tax to their Social Security, no tax to their Medicare, no tax to their estate, no tax to the inheritance. And not only that, but it's also able to extend a whole nother generation, turning kind of a 10 times multiple into IRAs that would be just annihilated with inheritance tax and the forcing of those monies to be spent down when our kids are in their highest wage earning years to not have tax of any kind. Now that's one strategy. The other strategy I'm going to teach you is why we still have it, is how you can use deductions to offset the Roth conversion tax. So if you're somebody trying to get tax savings done before the end of 2021, you've got to act fast. There's really not enough time if you dilly-dally past Tuesday to figure out having enough time to get this done. Now, for those of you that want to get a head start of knowing what you can do, right, to take advantage of how to pay lower taxes starting out in 2022, obviously we want to make sure you attend as well. Folks, you work hard for your money. Imagine less tax, legally, ethically, morally, learning how to use proven strategies, politicians, major banks, major corporations that you and I as individuals can benefit from ourselves, and I'll teach you how at retirementprotected.com. Imagine less tax, less stress, less worry. The one client said, you know what, as simple as it sounds, I kind of do fear about running out of money, depending on how crazy this runaway inflation is going to go and how high this taxation could go. And, you know, more than anything, though, Chuck, you taught me I didn't have to worry about lowering my lifestyle and clearly remove the concern of running out of money. Many of you don't even need the required minimum distribution. You want to figure out a way to not annihilate your children with unnecessary taxes or grandchildren. Folks, you can accomplish all those things. So whether you're trying to get to retirement or better through retirement, it's never too late and it's never too early to get a head start, to be tax smart and getting out in front of how to save tax and knowing what you can do as we head into 2022. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.